Welcome to Linear Light podcast section. Visit our website linearlight.com.
Lighting Talk with Jelena Lazarevic. Lighting visualization. The tools to present light in a correct way.
A new episode of Linear Light podcast section is starting. Today's guest is Jelena Lazarevic, senior lighting designer at the Delta Lighting Solutions studio in Dubai. Good morning, Jelena, and welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You're going to talk to us about a very particular topic, which is lighting visualization. What is it all about?
Light visualizations are visualizations and representations of light in various forms, from simple yellow pencil hand sketches to high-quality professional digital renders. These are very important to a lighting design consultant as they very efficiently explain the idea of the desired light effect and the atmosphere in a certain space created by light. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and this certainly applies in lighting design profession.
Which are the most commonly used software?
There are some softwares often used for light renders, amongst other types of renders that they do. We often use these depending on the time available to us. You have probably heard of Cinema 4D, Blender, Lumion, 3ds Max, but as mentioned, these are not only light-related softwares. I would say for more complex renders we use Photoshop and Lumion, or combination of both, and for more basic renders we go with Dialux or AGI 32. Unfortunately, there is no software that focuses on light effects only that will allow us to produce high-end quality renders. All of them have different capabilities. Our renders often come as a combination of some of these softwares depending on the stage of the project and the time available to us. For instance, Dialux and Photoshop, or Lumion, and if required, Photoshop for fine-tuning.
What are the potentials and the risks associated with light visualization software?
As the technology advances, new softwares are being developed every day, and the old ones already known in our industry have continuous developments and additions, plugins. We have many tools available to us and many ways, one or the other, or even combined, to present our light design process and ideas development to those who are unfamiliar with light and its behavior. The softwares are helpful as they speed up the process. They're also very helpful, especially when it comes to the outside-of-the-box ideas. In combination with, for instance, VR glasses, we are able to fully engage a person within a space and right away show the light effects and atmosphere we would want a person to experience. However, these tools are only good if you have the experienced designers using them who know what needs to be done, adjusted or removed for a good quality light visualization. Having a high quality render that includes light effects does not mean that the person knows how to use the light. High-end render lead clients into thinking this is exactly how their space will look like. This is why these renders are often done at the very end of the design process, as they're presenting the final look of the space. The more realistic render we give, the expectations of the space final outcome are of course higher.
What are the mistakes people make in renders?
The most common mistakes are unrealistic expectations of light and its capabilities. Very often, we witness the inexperienced use of light and its presentation. Keeping the design component aside for a second, we come across sketches or high-quality renders that completely mispresent what can be achieved with light. For instance, very often we receive renders from interior designers with a complete look and feel of the place, showing the suggested light effects where there are no luminaires, or the space that is too bright with no luminaires to support where that light is coming from. It happens that fellow designers think that the cove light is enough to light a space and that you don't really actually need downlights. This is where our expertise comes, and we alter these renders showing them what needs to be done to support their vision or suggest something even better from a light design point of view.
Why is it so important to present light in a correct way?
The look of an interior space can be ruined if the light is inappropriate. For instance, too warm or too cold, or even more important, if the space has more light than actually needed for its purpose. You might have the most expensive marble in the interior, but if it's not lit properly, the same marble will end up looking cheap. Similarly with other expensive materials. The same is with the light renders. It also happens to us as lighting designers to have doubts and to finish the renders only to realize that there is just something not quite right about it. The renders also serve as a tool for us to check on our design process and adjust bits and pieces. Then we see what we need to add, where we need to add or remove or toned down. This is where education and experience in the field ties up with visualization techniques. It is crucial to present the light in the right way. As we try to explain it in our everyday jobs, light is not tactile, it is a presence. Light is what makes the space attractive or not. Renders can be misleading very easily, as mentioned earlier. They can turn into unrealistic customers' or clients' expectations of how end result would look like when the space is built and finished. And this, as a consequence, has unwanted and undesired look of a space, and most important of all, unhappy client.
Our time is up today, so Jelena, thank you very much for participating and for being our guest. I wish you all the best.
Thanks again for having me, and hopefully we'll speak again.
Thank you for joining us. Discover more on our website linealight.com.